there guys, it's Jayne aka Mr. Fabulous, reporting for the AAA crew. I'm here at the world premiere of B&B, a gay thriller which is to open the London Film Festival, directed by Ahearne and produced by Chard. Collectively, they both have some fantastic credits behind them. Joe himself did The Replacement, Trance, and Doctor Who, and Jayne, she did Dartmoor Killing and I'll Tell You. And the film B&B is a Bristol-based film production. I'm going to be interviewing the cast, the director and the producer and finding out exactly why they decided to make this film and why they decided to make a thriller. So get your popcorns, nachos ready. I'm coming to get you guys. Hi guys, it's Jayne aka Mr. Fabulous, reporting for the AAA crew. I'm here at the world premiere of gay thriller B&B and I'm joined here by the fabulous producer herself, Jayne Chard. How are you, my darling?
I'm very good, thank you. Lovely to be here and lovely for you to be here with us as well.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to come and talk to you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, firstly, and about Hummingbird Film.
Okay, well, Hummingbird Films is my company. It was formed in 1990, long time ago now, and we've been making television series and films and one-offs for quite a long time. But in the last sort of 4 or 5 years, we've really been looking at just feature film production, just because it's just something that interests me personally. So B&B is the second feature film we've done. The first feature film, called Dartmoor Killing, won the Best Thriller Award at the National Film Awards last year and also won Best Premiere of Under 99 Screens at the Screen International Awards.
Wow.
So we're hoping that B&B is going to kind of follow on
Follow in
those
footsteps.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to do B&B?
Well, Joe Ahearne and I have been friends since film school, and we've always kind of talked about doing a movie together, but we've never sort of got round to it, quite honestly. So whenever we've had time, I've either been doing something or Joe's been doing something. So finally, in 2014, we sat down and go, right, this is the year we're going to make this movie. What's it going to be about?
Well, that leads very nicely to my next question. What is B&B about?
Well, it's about these two gay guys called Mark and Fred who are married, and they go back, revisit a B&B, a remote B&B in the middle of nowhere, that the year before they'd sued the Christian owner for not allowing them to share a double bed. So they go back basically to cause a bit of mischief and just a bit of trouble and rub his nose in it a bit, because he's now been sued for all the sort of trouble that he caused them. But unfortunately, soon after their arrival, this gigantic Russian thug arrives, played by the marvellous James Tratas.
Very handsome
like
as well.
6'6". I think you're going to be talking to James later. He's rather handsome. Oh, lovely.
Lovely, can't
You have
wait.
to say sitting down, otherwise he'll be...
Oh, I don't mind. Oh, lovely.
Anyway, so
yes.
he turns up playing this kind of Russian thug, and the guys start to think, hang on a minute, has this owner actually got this guy in to beat us up? And so they start getting slightly paranoid about what's going on. And it turns into this very fast thriller in which somebody is murdered, but not the person you expect. And it kind of twists and turns like a little country road to the end, when you're kind of like on the edge of your seats to know, are they going to escape with their lives?
Fantastic. And what attracted you to the idea?
I think for Joe and for I think we both wanted to do something which had a gay theme.
Yes.
And I think, in a more sort of serious note, there is a message behind the film, I think, which is, I mean, for us as gay people now, often, we're supposed to have won, but actually we haven't, because there's a lot of prejudice that's still underneath the skin. And I think that's more apparent now with the right-wing sort of resurgence. And I think for us, we wanted to make a film that was entertaining, but also maybe made people think a little bit. We don't try to take sides in the movie, specifically, but we just wanted to kind of raise that debate. We're not maybe where we think we are.
And how do you get funding for a project like this? I mean, how difficult is that?
Oh, it's a nightmare, to be honest with you. Absolute nightmare. I mean, I did it very quickly, actually. A year and a half is quite phenomenal to get this amount of money. We had some cornerstone investment from Creative England, first of all, which helped us. But we had a lot of moments where I thought, oh, God, this isn't going to happen. But, of course, as a producer, you never say that to anybody. You say, yes, absolutely, it's going to happen, it's on, we're going to move forward with this. But I think it was very, very difficult. I mean, I took the script originally to the Berlin Film Festival to try it out with some sales agents. And as I was doing my sort of pitch, and I could see by the time I got to the third act, their eyes were sort of glazing over. And I thought, oh, God, no, we have got a problem here, that the third act doesn't work. So I came back to the UK and I said to Joe, we've got two choices. Either we don't make this film because we're never going to sell it, or we have to rewrite it. It has to be in one location. We have to change the third act completely. And Joe, in his inimitable self, said, yeah, sure, fine, no problem. So we rewrote it. And then it was very easy. Then from that, we got lots more money, and we got Film Wales in, and Point Neuf Productions came in. But it's always terrifying, because when you're closing the finance, you have a lot of parties who are vying for position, and it's really quite scary. Every minute you're thinking, oh my God, so-and-so is going to back out now, and we're not going to be able to do it. And I had to actually start the production without the funding fully in place, which was pretty
Would you say
terrifying.
that's one of the challenges, but were there maybe other challenges making the film as well?
Yes, I mean, getting the money is one of the first challenges. And I think, you know, you learn very quickly that nobody cares if you make your film. It's really, that is the truth. Nobody cares except you. And you're the one who has to drive it. But once you've got the money, the next thing is actually delivering the film on budget, on time. And we were filming in January, and it was absolutely freezing. Absolutely freezing. And the farm that we were filming in soon became a complete mud bath. You know, every day there was something. We went on the recce, and we were looking through the various floors and stuff, and we went up to the top floor, and we had a dolly which is about 1.5 tons of weight, and the grip turned to me and he said, you are joking me, aren't you? I said, what do you mean? He said, you can't bring a dolly, look at the floor, and the floor was like moving like this. So then I had to get these guys to come in and prop up the floors. Every time we were upstairs, the floors had to be propped up. Every time we came downstairs, the props had to be taken down, and sometimes in the same day. And then combined with that, we had blacked out the windows. A lot of it takes place at night, so we couldn't shoot it all at night, obviously.
Absolutely.
So what you have to try to coordinate, besides all the other things that were going on, were all the blacks, which are these massive black drapes on scaffolding hanging outside the house, coming up and coming down, and the riggers coming back and taking the props which were holding the ceiling up and down. Fortunately, none of the ceilings collapsed.
Oh my God. And are there any plans for another UK release?
Yes, there's going to be, we actually can announce now that actually it's been picked up by Peccadillo Pictures.
Wow.
And they're going to be doing a release in June, July of this year in a number of cinemas, so watch out for that.
And what's the next project?
We have another project, Joe and I, as yet unnamed. It's a sci-fi project, kind of romance, and we're just starting to look for funding for that. So hopefully, in another 2 years' time, we'll be back with that one.
And I've got a fun question. Fun question for you. If somebody had to play your fabulous self, now who would that be?
Oh, Ellen DeGeneres?
Oh.
I don't know. In fact, there was a woman who played Marion in the Sex and the City. I was reading an article about her this morning, and I thought, you're really nice. And she said, and one of the questions was, where would you most like to be at the moment? And she said, in bed with my wife. That's the kind of person I want to play me.
Well, that's what I love. Jayne Chard, thank you so much for talking with us, the Triple Eight crew. On behalf of us, we like to keep it locked, keep it real, dare to dream. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jayne.
Thank you. Can you give out a little shout out to the Triple Eight crew for camera? It says thank you, Triple Eight crew.
Thank you, Triple Eight crew.
Now that we're married, you won't mind giving us that double.
I hate to break it to you, Mark, you're still not married.
Not by the law that counts.
I'm staying here with my husband.
You want to call him that? I'm not going to stop you.
Well, you won't stop us expressing our love either.
Keep laughing at God. See how that works out for you.
I'm on your side.
His kid's gay. Why don't we just call it quits and go home?
Я не говорю по-английски.
Someone should tell him to be careful.
The Russian, is he with you or with us?
You wouldn't want me broadcasting your preferences to strangers. Not everyone's as tolerant as I am.
This one means someone who's done murder. This one here means someone who's a high-ranking criminal. He's blocked us in, we can't get out. You're afraid of the way he parks now.
No signal? Normally clear as a bell around here.
We need to go right now. Fuck!
Where is he taking him?
We think he might have come to bash Quiz. Or he might be gay himself.
Just because he's not after us doesn't mean he's not dangerous. He's not cruising, he's hunting.
I want you to get your nose out of my family.
These people are threatening us.
Is Paul in danger?
Yes, danger of having a good time.
Welcome back, guys. It's Jake Ramirez, Mr. Fabulous, reporting for the Triple Eight crew. I'm joined here by the man himself, director Joe Ahearne. How are you?
Great, thank you very much.
So, Joe, tell us, how did you come up with the idea for B&B?
Well, I went to stay with my husband at a B&B in England, which will remain nameless, and nothing like in this film happened, but we both independently felt that something wasn't quite right, didn't feel quite welcome, just felt a bit uneasy. And so we took that kind of germ of anxiety and just exaggerated it a little bit to what you've seen tonight.
And what's the film about?
The film is about a couple of guys who go to a Christian-run bed and breakfast in a remote place, in a farmhouse, and they have previously sued the owner for refusing them a double bed a year before. So they're going there really to celebrate their legal win and to rub the guy's nose in the dirt, and unfortunately a Russian neo-Nazi checks in the same weekend, so they get a bit more than they bargained for.
And I heard he's 6'4", stand of a man.
He might even be 6'5". I've never actually measured him, but I wouldn't surprise me.
So, Joe, what inspires you as a filmmaker? Or who inspires you as a filmmaker?
I say like a lot of filmmakers, I love Hitchcock, so I'm really interested in suspense thrillers and situations where you put kind of very ordinary people in very extraordinary circumstances and just scare the shit out of them. Really.
What's important about the story and for you?
What's important about the story? Well, I guess, when I was brought up, there were very little gay couples around, either in society or in fiction or in the media. And so it was kind of impossible for me when I was growing up to really imagine being part of a gay couple. And even as I grew up, a lot of the stories that I saw, they were very much all of a similar kind of idea, where they were either kind of social realism or it was kind of a period tale. And I wanted to do something where, rather than have, say, boy meets boy, or boy gets fatal disease, or stuff that we've seen a lot of, some of them, a lot of them very marvellous films, I wanted to do a film where the couple were together from the start of it. So you see a gay couple, the relationship's taken for granted, and they go and have an adventure or a nightmare.
And what would you say were the most challenging parts of making the film?
Most difficult parts of making the film, the obvious one is with a film that doesn't have a huge budget, you're always struggling against the clock, so that's kind of a major. The other one, when you're doing a lot of stuff outside, is the weather. So we had, for example, we filmed in the middle of Storm Imogen on the top of a hill, so when you see some of the sequences later on in the film, it looks like we've got the biggest wind machine you could possibly imagine. We haven't, it was just the weather. It was great fun to do, it looks fantastic, not so much fun for the actors. And I suppose one of the other big deals was filming in infrared. We were very keen to do these kind of night sequences where normally in movies what they do is they cheat, they put a red filter on the lens and they kind of give you an idea of what night vision looks like. We wanted to do it for real, so we actually got a proper high definition infrared camera and filmed some scenes in pitch blackness, and that's kind of fun because no one can see what they're doing, including the actors. The only one can see anything is a cameraman. You don't really know what you've got until you've got the rushes back.
And what would you say makes B&B unique?
I say what makes B&B unique is I've seen very few what I would call gay thrillers, and I don't think I've seen any gay thrillers where you're actually talking about a couple and it's not so much about a social issue, it's about a kind of a thriller adventure they go on. And the reason why I made the film is because I've never seen it anywhere else.
And what else is cooking?
What else is cooking? Got various stuff I'm doing with TV. I'm also developing another thriller script with my friend and producer Jayne Chard.
Fantastic. And if you had someone to play you, it's one of fun questions. As a director, who would you cast to play you?
Who would I cast to play me? That is a really difficult one. I'm reaching here, but someone like John Cusack.
Oh, fantastic. I love John Cusack. I loved him in the Runaway Jury.
Yeah.
He was amazing. One of my favourite films.
He's a consummate actor and he's funny.
Joe Ahearne, thank you so much for speaking with us, the Triple Eight crew. And thank you for keeping it locked, keeping it real and daring to dream. And we congratulate you and wish you all the best in all the films that you do.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Welcome back, Triple Eight crew. It's Jake Ramirez, Mr. Fabulous, and I'm here at the world premiere of B&B. And I'm joined here by one of the actors, James Tratters, who plays Alexei. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So, James, tell us about the role that you play.
Right, so I play this Russian killer who comes to Britain to do this mission, and I don't want to spoil it. What kind of mission is it?
Okay.
So basically, that's all you need to know. The Russian killer, ex-prisoner, comes to Britain.
And what attracted you to the role of Alexei?
Well, at the time I was moving around a lot, and I left Prague for Paris, and I had quite a lot of spare time. And then my agent from United Kingdom called me, and he said, "Would you like to do this film?" And I read the script, and I realized that this script has potential, and it's extremely. It has so many twists and turns, and basically I knew that people, an audience, will be entertained till the very end. So.
And what was it like during filming?
Oh, it was cold actually. But we had all the special clothing, and I even had a body double who did all the most cold parts for me. But that was good.
Was he as tall as you?
He was a bit shorter, but quite tall as well. Yeah.
Okay, wow. How difficult would you say it is filming with a British crew compared to maybe another European crew or an international crew?
Yeah, I like a lot of working with British people because they're extremely quiet yet very professional on set. Whereas, for example, in Russia, where I just finished this big blockbuster film, everybody talking all the time. So sometimes you can't even hear your own thoughts. Whereas in Britain, it seems like you can guys basically read each other's minds, and still do the job very efficiently and quickly and professionally. So I enjoyed working here a lot.
Brilliant. And what's next for you, James?
Well, at the moment, I've got this auditioning phase, which probably most of the actors has to go through, and also I have some ADR coming up in Russia.
Brilliant. And apart from this, filming at B&B, what would you say was your biggest achievement so far?
I think it was this blockbuster film in Russia, which is about 1972 Olympics, the real story, which took place in Munich. And I had a lead role there playing basketball player, which means I had to learn how to play.
Fantastic. And can you tell, well, you've got the height for basketball, and I bet you could do a good slam dunk as well.
I did quite a few of those.
I bet you did. Now, for our viewers, a Triple Eight crew, what was the name of the film?
It's called Going Vertical.
Going Vertical, and I'm sure you did go vertical with the basketball. James, thank you so much. We are looking forward to seeing you play Alexei. And so guys, keep it locked, keep it real.
Hold on. Am I too late for the popcorn?
Yeah,
Guys, you need the popcorn.
We do need a bit.
I'm a bit late with the popcorn, but at least.
Do you mind? I'm just in the middle of an interview with this lovely gentleman.
Sorry about that.
He was just on the part of slam dunking.
Yeah, I know, but I don't see why you should huggle the limelight.
Sorry, darling.
Let me in occasionally.
I know, but darling, you went to get.
Hello.
You're the popcorn boy.
Hello.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, James.
Bye. Thank you. Sorry, James. We just had an intruder. We always have one of those. But thank you. Can you give a big shout out to the Triple Eight crew?
Guys, Triple Eight, the best. Watch B&B. Excellent film. You will enjoy it.
You heard it, guys. Keep it locked. Keep it real. Dare to dream. How long did it take you to write?
5 minutes.
Slightly more than 5 minutes. About a year. We developed the story quite a bit, and the final version of it's quite different to what we originally did. The original story had a couple of gays, a couple of lesbians, 2 Christians, 2 Russians. I mean, it was a bloodbath. And we only had 5 weeks to film it, so
You cut the lesbians.
cut the lesbians.
You cut the lesbians. Oh my God!
I know.
But you kept the gays.
We kept the gays, yeah.
Yes. I'm so sorry if there's any lesbians here. We do love you.
Next time.
Next time there'll be more budget and we can involve you more. Well, Joe, coming to you, the cinematography was fabulous, and in the location, it was absolutely stunning. What attracted you to it?
Because it was on a hill, and you could see Bristol in the background, and it kind of had this sort of slightly weird geography. Kind of the windows are a little bit out of kilter, so when you look at it from outside, you can't kind of put your finger on what's wrong with it. But sorry, I know they're friends of yours, right? There was something just a little bit, because with the stuff, it's very difficult to get the tone right in this, because Jayne called it a comedy at the beginning, which is half right. It's a black comedy, and it's also a thriller. So you can't get anything that's too heightened. You've got to get it just realistic enough, and then not go kind of too bizarre with it. And that felt. We saw loads and loads of properties, and some of them were like the Bates Motel on the hill, and you couldn't really have that. And this felt like the point is, these two guys have got to go there and not be terrified out of their wits by what it looks like when they drive up. You sort of have to build to that.
Well, I think you've got the balance really well. And lastly, what's next for the both of you?
Well, we have another project.
We're collecting after this.
Yes. There's a little bag at the door, put your one piece in it. We have another project that we're trying to develop. Well, we have developed. The script's been developed by Sophie Barhatchett, who's here tonight, and we're hoping that that's going to move forward. But, it's very early, so it'll be another 2 years before you'll see it.
Fantastic. Well, Joe and Jayne, thank you so much. Now we're going to open it up to the audience here. Is there any questions? Please put your hands up.
The whole of the cruising scene felt very real. How did you get some of the? Did you have to hire people to?
Well,
it felt very real. That's what I'm asking.
Well, it felt very much more real than I intended. Basically, certain members of the crew went to gay clubs the night before, and they told various innocent people to. And they more or less directed those sequences. I was the innocent bystander. They just decided to get on with it.
What was the process that you went through in terms of the casting? Did you want a different look? Because there's always that conventional cliche of what a gay man is supposed to be or supposed to look like.
Well, we just went for the best actors, really. I mean, I don't know that we auditioned anyone, did we? I think they were all kind of straight offers, so just a case of, which is how I tend to work. I don't think that necessarily actors have to come in and kind of do a tap dance. They, you should be able to know from their body of work whether they'll be right or not, and we were very lucky to get these guys.
Yeah, very lucky.
Fabulous. I've got one more question over here. There you go, darling.
Thank you. So my question is about stereotypes, and as you were talking about how you casted people, the first question is, so the Russian guy, was he casted to be Russian because of everything that's going on at the moment and Russians being quite I think
he was cast for 3 reasons. One, a great actor.
Yeah.
Too terribly good looking and
handsome. After that, I would say
what I'm trying to say is that him being Russian, was that a thing?
Yes, it was a thing, but it was a thing for 2 reasons. One was, I think it's always very interesting to see people talking and not to be able to understand what they're saying. And that's kind of, most people in the audience, I guess, can't speak Russian unless
fair enough, but then he could have been anything.
Indeed he could. And the other reason that I wanted him to be Russian was that I wanted that stereotype to be in the mind of both the audience and the 2 main characters, that they think that homophobia exists everywhere, right? And I think there's an idea that there are more intense homophobic attitudes in certain cultures than there are here, and I wanted that kind of prejudice, if you like, to be playing in the minds of our main characters, and that's why they kind of look at him in a certain way. In fact, that character ends up to be as gay as anyone else.
Absolutely, yeah, I get that, but I just wanted to kind of explore that with you. And is that with the... Okay.
Absolutely.
I think also you never judge a book by its cover, because we assumed straight away when we saw Alex's character that he was going to be a gay basher and he's going to beat somebody up. But then, lo and behold, he was a peeping Tom, darlings, and and he had a penchant for the infrared. Is it infrared you call it? But you see, so I always say never judge by its cover. The way you actually did that, it was a thriller as well, because you weren't expecting that. Yeah, so congratulations to both of you and the team and the crew of the work. Please, I'd like you all to raise your hands and congratulate the team.
Thank you, Jayne.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I'm joined here by Siobhan Redman, actress who was also on The Replacement, directed by Joe Ahearne. Now, darling, how did you find this thriller?
I loved it. I thought it was fun for all the family, frankly, didn't you?
It was brilliant. I was at the edge of my seat.
I know, and I really like being on that uncomfortable spot that's in between laughing and being completely terrified. It was really thrilling. I really, really enjoyed it, and I recommend it to you all.
And Siobhan, what do we have? What's in store for yourself?
I'm going back to work in the theatre again, where you can get away with being old.
You don't look over 21, darling.
Thank you very much.
If you had to describe yourself in one word, what would that be?
Theatrical.
Theatrical.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And what advice would you give fellow film directors and fellow actors that are trying to pursue a career?
I think you just have to keep going. If you can do anything else, do that instead. But if you can't, just surrender to your fate.
There we go. Guys, keep it locked, keep it real, dare to dream. Welcome back, guys. It's Jake Ramirez. I'm joined here by Glenn, who actually just watched the B&B thriller. What did you think of the film?
Well, well, and I say there's a lot of plot twists.
Yes.
It actually was very entertaining. And in all honesty, talking from back at home in Ireland, it says a lot about the truth.
Was it a bit of an eye-opener for you?
Yeah, it really was. It wasn't really what I was expecting. And actually it was very entertaining at the end.
What were you expecting, like boy meets boy, that kind of scenario?
I actually thought it was something like in a very serious attitude about how Ireland isn't so open for the gay people to come. And actually it turned into be a bit of a black comedy about how, you know, everyone can be gay and no one knows anything about it. So actually...
Exactly. Never judge a book by its cover. Glenn, thank you so much. And, oh, by the way, just going to ask you a question. Did you have popcorns or nachos?
I didn't know, but the other people did and I really wanted.
So if you had to choose between nachos, popcorn and a sausage, what would it be?
Sometimes nachos, but always the sausage.
Sometimes nachos, but always the sausage. Keep it locked, keep it real, dare to dream. Well, guys, the film's over. It was absolutely brilliant. What a thriller. I was at the edge of my seat. And what a twist. Absolutely brilliant. And the Q&A was great. Great information, great questions answered as well. So on behalf of the Triple Eight crew, keep it locked, keep it real, dare to dream. And please also do not forget to go onto our YouTube channel, the Triple Eight crew, subscribe to our channel to find out all the amazing things that we cover, from lifestyle, entertainment, music, beauty, fashion, you name it. Wherever there's an event, there'll be the Triple Eight crew. Take care.